Dear students, welcome once again to my channel English Academy Devashish Sharma. Regarding why there are several classes taught by me, and today's lesson is the very passive structure of future perfect, and it is relating to voice is the part or class number 8 or voice part 8. So let's start. Don't be late to stay with me to stay with English Academy Devashish Sharma. Passive of future perfect tense. How the future perfect tense is used in passive voice. Remember, there is generally no passive of future continuous tense. Remember, there is no passive of future perfect continuous tense. Okay, but future perfect tense has the very passive structure, and it is all about the lesson for today. The very first one is affirmative sentence. How the structure is used here? At first we have to place subject. According to subject, we have to use shall have or will have, then be in third form the verb by object, full stop at the end of the transformed one. And the very example I have already given here. My father will have done the work. Here, my father is the subject. Will have tells us that the sentence is in future perfect tense, and done is also the third form of the verb. It also tells us that the sentence is in future perfect tense, and the work is the object in the very sentence. Then the changed one, the work will have been done by my father. See the very structure again. Subject, the work text will have, then the work will have been, verb form, the third form of the verb is done by my father, and at the end of the sentence there is a full stop. The work will have been done by father. Next one, they will have told the stories. Active voice and the passive structure, and or the very changed one is the stories. The stories here becomes subject, and it was object in the active voice. Will have been, the stories will have been told, third form of the verb, told by them. It's the passive one. Next one is negative sentence. The structure of negative sentence in future perfect tense. Subject shall not have or will not have according to the subject. Remember, next being, it's written by me for twice. Only one being is there. Then third form of the verb by object, and at the end of the sentence full stop. The man will not have done the work, active voice. The work will not have been done by the man. It's the passive one. Next one is they will not have told the stories, active. Okay, the stories will not have been told by them. The stories will not have been told by them. It's the passive one. Interrogative sentence, affirmative of yes no type question. I have already discussed the very definition of yes no type question, the very definition of WH question, and it's all about yes no type question, and how the yes no type question is used in passive of future perfect tense, actually in affirmative sentence. See the very structure. Shall oblique will is to be placed to start the sentence. The subject have been, third form of the verb by object. Example, will they have caught the thief? Will they have caught the thief? We may answer the very question answer using yes or no. So the answer is a yes no type question, or the very other sense, or in the other sense we can answer the very question. Sorry, we can say that the very sentence doesn't start using no WS word, so it can be regarded a yes no type question also. Will they have caught the thief, active voice. Will the thief caught by them? It's a wrong one. See, will the thief have, there will be a have. Will the caught have been caught by them? Have been caught by them. See the very structure, and remember, will the thief have been caught by them? Passive. Will Ram have finished the work? Will the work have been finished by Ram. Next one. It's an active one. It's an active, and the very passive one. Will the work have been finished by them? Negative of yes no type question. Shall oblique will not subject be in third form of the verb by object. And at the end of the sentence there will be a question mark. Remember, if the subject is a noun, then not, the very not is used before the subject. Okay, if the subject is a noun one, then not is used before the subject, and if the subject is a pronoun, then not is used before the after the subject. Example: will they not have told the stories? Active voice. Will the stories it's a noun. Okay, not is placed there. Will not the stories? There will be not. It's a great mistake by me. Will not the stories have been told? Have been. There is been. Been should be inserted there. Will not the stories been? Been is there. Been told by them. There will be been. Okay. Will not the stories have been told by them? Passive one. Okay, what I have said regarding this very aspect: shall, will, then not, subject, been, third form of the verb, by object. And remember, if it's a subject one, the very subject in the passive, then not should be used before the subject, not. Okay, and if it's a pronoun, then there will be, or the not should be placed after the pronoun, actually in passive sense. Affirmative of WS question. WS word, then shall, will, subject, have been, third form of the verb, by object, and question mark. Example: why will Ram have finished the game? Why will the game have been finished by Ram? It's the very affirmative of WS question. Suppose the very sentence is told to transform into negative one, and the sentence is in this way. The sentence is given in this way: why will Ram have finished the game? Suppose, why will not Ram have finished the game? Then it's a negative one of WS question. Then the answer will be: why will not the game have been finished by Ram? Okay, it is the very negative one of WS word. And it's all about the very structure of future perfect tense regarding voice. And remember, there are 12 sections of is altogether there are 4 parts of is tense, and it or when we are asked to add them, then it gives us the very total of 12, and out of 12 we have to transform, or we have to get passive only 8 structure, actually 3 in present tense, actually 3 in past tense, and actually in future we'll get only 2, future indefinite and also future perfect tense. Generally there is no passive of future continuous tense, and generally there is no passive of future perfect continuous tense. And remember, there is no passive of present perfect continuous tense, and there is no passive of past perfect continuous tense. Okay, then we have already discussed the very structure of passive, actually of all the 8 parts of sentences that are used in passive, and it's all about the class of future perfect tense. And in my next class I will discuss the very uses of double objects, actually the very sentence which has double objects, and how they are changed into passive. So stay with me, stay with English Academy Devashish Sannal.